Hey guys, so before I get to the actual title of this, I mean, you guys see, finally did it. You're like, what are you talking about, John? Finally did what? I got promoted at my job. Now I fired everyone. No. So I went down to Dollar General, and I was sitting at the bench for a little while with good old Treebeard, and a car pulls up. Some couple 20-somethings get out. I'm guessing boyfriend, girlfriend, and they start taking pictures in front of the community center, and it's dark out, and I'm wondering, why are they taking pictures at night? So it took them about 20 minutes to do this, which, they could have easily come over and said, excuse me, sir, because they saw me. They could have said, excuse me, sir, would you mind taking pictures of us? And instead of 20 minutes, it would have taken like 20 seconds. But whatever, whatever. But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, am I about to see people doing like a TikTok video? Am I going to start seeing them dancing all stupid like with no music? That crossed my mind. And then the other idea crossed my mind. Actually, a few ideas crossed my mind. The first time, I thought maybe they were a couple of street toughs. Maybe they want to rough me up, take my possessions, kick me around a little bit, in which case I'd probably have to break both their necks. But thankfully that wasn't the case. And then I was sitting there thinking, okay, well, maybe it's a TikTok video, because I see them setting up a camera. And then I don't see any real movement. I don't see dancing or anything. So then the other thought comes to my mind. I'm like, are they about to have sex up there? And I'm sorry, if I'm outright going to say that if they did do that, I would have to make it awkward for them. Either I would start cheering from where I was, or I would just casually walk up to them and say, mind if I join? Even if I had no intention on it, just to make it awkward, because what are they going to do? Hey man, we want some privacy. It's like, dude, you got your dick out in public. You don't have privacy here. But then it ran through my mind, well, maybe they would say, look at me and discuss me, like, no, this is a private thing. It's my girlfriend, man. Or they would say yes, in which case I'd be like, damn, that didn't go the way I wanted it. And people always, people have asked me, it's like, John, what do you think of threesomes? I'm like, that's if that's your thing. It's like, would you ever, it's like, if your girlfriend, if you had a girlfriend who asked, it was like, would you? I'm like, no. Nope. It's like, even if the girl suggested it, like, even if the girl it's like, I could let her pick out whoever, because the girl's going to go for like, oh, I'm going to bring one of my girlfriends. It's going to be really fun. But it may not happen that day or the next day. But if you, as the male, keep your dick inside her friend for just a fraction of a second sooner, you're going to hear about it. Just one day, she'll just be like, so do you like my friend better than me? It's like, what? Well, I noticed that you were screwing her a lot more than me. It's like, F this shit, I'm out. But no, that would be my luck. I'd get that really like freaking possessive, jealous. I mean, I was with this one girl this one time. Luckily, it was like freaking long distance. So I didn't really have to put up with much. But I would go home for the weekends from the school I was in. And this girl, I was talking all day. The time I woke up, I was talking to her in class, talking to her when I got back to my dorm. But then on the weekends, I'm still freaking talking to her. But then I think it was Friday night or something. We were having like a game night type thing. I think we were playing Uno or something, which I love Uno. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to go play Uno with my family. I'll talk to you later. She's like, no, you're going to sit here and talk to me. I'm like, I talk to you all the time. I'm going to go hang out with my family since I don't get to see them. And she's like, fine, go play stupid games with your family. I'm like, all right, I will. Like, I don't care. But, knowing my luck, it's like, oh yeah, I get with the girl that, suggests having a threesome or something. It's like, go ahead, yeah, pick one of your, pick whoever you want. It's like, oh, this is my best friend. We've been friends forever. I didn't ask. But it's like, you keep your dick inside her for like a fraction of a second sooner. Like I said, it may not be that day. It may not be the next day. It could be the next week or next month. But something's going to set it off. Something's just going to click in her. She's like, so you like my friend better than me? So I don't want to deal with it. I'm happy being alone. I've got a few good friends. I've got you guys. I don't need to have a partner to make me feel fulfilled and happy and all that. I don't like girls. I don't like guys either. Because quite frankly, the world's going crazy and I don't feel like dealing with any of it. So I'm fine just being in my house by myself most of the time, going out to Dollar General, working. I've got you guys. So I've got my best friend. So I don't need someone holding my hand and sleeping with me at night to feel fulfilled. You don't. And anyone who makes you feel that way, who guilts you into like, oh, well, you're never gonna be happy if you don't have someone. You can. You seriously can. So, but anyways, to the actual thing, because I've taken up 5 minutes. I finally did it. I finally touched D-Luke. No. So I had to kind of do it the same way I did with Meowsy, where I would start petting her while she was eating. So she would start eating. I would just kind of like slowly, just gently touch on her back and just kind of like, you know, rub down. So Kaya comes up to me. D-Luke comes up to Kaya. So I'm like, So I just kind of slowly reach down and I just start, you know, and I start just kind of doing it right there at the tail. For people who don't know, right there, like right at the back, if you have ever seen a cat when they start doing, that's because right there where their back and their tail meet, that little spot right there, it's extremely sensitive. It's got a lot of nerve endings there, so when you start scratching just a little bit and they start doing, and some of them they will do, that's because it's extremely sensitive there. Fluffy, but you know, Potato Chan does it, Sam does it, pretty much every cat I have does it. I think D-Luke kind of did it. I started scratching, he was like, and he just started purring a like little word I can't possibly say because, you know, but slut. He's purring like a slut. He's like, I'm like, geez. And I might as well just say the word because I was talking about the threesome and dick and all that stuff. I'm not going to be able to monetize this video anyway because, oops, I said some naughty words. Gotta keep the kids safe. Instead of, you know, telling them not to watch YouTube and just putting them on YouTube Kids, or, you know, doing your job as a parent and making sure they're watching correct stuff. But no, let's keep, you know, demonetizing and just hammering in the you know, the bull crap for the content creator. But yeah. And then I was just kind of doing it more and more. For him, it's a lot less than Meowsy was. Meowsy took like half a year just before she got the confidence to come up enough to, you know, where I could, you know, scratch her. But D-Luke's still young, so he was already at the point where I could reach my hand out and he would just like, you know, so. And I do it every single day because you have to do it in order to show them that you're not going to hurt them, to show, you know, all that. You have to do it every day. It's like when kittens are born outside and you want to get them, you know, domesticated, essentially. You know, you go up there, you pick them up, you love on them every single day, because then it starts getting in their mind like, oh, okay, this is okay. This is fine. I enjoy this. Even if they don't fully like Kaya, he doesn't like being picked up. He tolerates it because he loves me. And you can tell they love you because freaking Miko and Kaya, though. Miko will mainly do it outside, or he'll do it, I mean, I'll let them in. And he'll sit there, he'll jump up high, and then he'll just sit there and stare at me. And then I'll be like, what is it, Miko? And I walk in, you know, walking closer, and I bend my head in, like, bend my head over like that, and the first thing he does is, you know, he does that little love bump. So, he just sits there and waits for me to put my head down like that so he can headbutt it, you know, do a little love bump. And I'm like, what is it, Miko? And I put my head down again. He'll, you know, Kaya does the same thing. I'll come over, except he doesn't wait for me to put my head down. He just like do my nose, and he'll smack my nose with his head. And then the second time, I'll kind of give him a little back. So when I see him coming this way, I go that way. Like you would see the cats do when they rub their, you know, cheeks and everything together. That means they've accepted you. You're one of theirs. You're their protector. They love you. So, if you bend over and they walk over, just with their, yeah, you know you're loved. But yeah, D-Luke, he's he's doing that, doing the whole smelling and all that. He comes up there perfectly fine. He comes up near me perfectly fine. Like I said, it took Meowsy ages. I mean, when she first showed up, said a million times, when she first showed up, you look at her, she ran off. Now she's at the point where if I go out there and she hears me, she comes running up to me now. If I'm sitting down, she'll come running up, just sit near my leg, and she'll just look up at me and start, meowing. And then she'll see my hand and she'll, reach her head up so I can, or if I'm standing out there, same thing. She'll sit at my side until I look down at her, and then she'll meow. And then as soon as she sees me reach my hand down, she'll reach up her head and then turn around so I can, scratch down her back. I mean, I can pick Meowsy up, but same thing like with Kaya. He doesn't really like it that much. He tolerates it because he loves me. It also depends on how you hold him. If you pick him up and try to hold him like that, I found like with Kaya, he tolerates me holding him like this a lot more. You bring him in so you can, do the little headbutt thing, give him a few kisses and then you put him down. Like, don't overstay your welcome. If you know he doesn't like it that much, but he'll tolerate it, you pick him up for a few seconds, give him a little bit of love, and put him back down. But what's also helping is D-Luke is watching Kaya and Miko get all the love from me, and then they'll think, okay, they obviously don't feel afraid around this guy. They love, they're showing attention to this guy. He's one of them. Okay, maybe he's not that threatening. Also, make sure you get down on their level. Because if I see that D-Luke feels like looks like he's a little bit afraid, I get down on his level. So I'll go from the chair onto the ground, onto the deck, the patio out there, and I'll just sit there and just, reach my hand out, wait for him to come to you. Don't force it, just wait for them to come to you. But yeah, I managed to, and then you just keep doing it every single day. And it's going to be a force of habit. Just like Meowsy, I did it every single day. And before you know it, she's out there waiting for me to come out there. When I do, she's sitting there waiting to get petted. And, not too long after that, we've got to the point where even if she's not out there, directly out there, I go out there. If she's across the street and she sees me or hears me, she comes running across the street because she's like, Daddy. And like I said, she'll sit right there next to me and she'll just look up and meow until I reach my hand down. And then she'll reach her head up so I can, scratch down her neck. And then she'll turn around so I can down her back. So it took a year to get that with Meowsy. D-Luke, I don't think it's going to take nearly as long because he's still young. And he seems to be eager. It's like he wants to be loved. It's just got to work on him, work on it, so, but yeah, step closer to having yet another cat I can love on. But it's good for him to be around here because Miko's been doing whatever he wants lately because, I mean, he is a little older and he's a lot bigger and he's just gotten to the point where he's here, but he likes to go off, and sometimes I won't see him for like a day and a half. Kinda like his dad, except Venti would disappear for like a week. Miko doesn't do that. He doesn't disappear for a week. Like, I'll see him in the morning, and then I won't see him during the day, and then I'll see him at night the next day. So. But I also saw Jiraiya yesterday. I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks. Pretty much whenever I don't see a cat that long, I assume they're dead. Or have been taken in. But I saw him. He was just walking across. I kind of for him, but my roommate's brother was outside with that. He's fixing the car, so it sounds. And so he was like, I'm not having any of that. So, but I saw him walking across, and I'm like, well, at least I know Jiraiya's alive. But I guess whatever on his head, because like I said, the last time I saw him, it looked like someone thrown up on his head, but it was like pus and blood and everything from either he got into a fight or, infection from something. But he looked fine. So apparently he didn't die of an infection or something like that. So as long as I know he's okay, But Miko's gotten to the point, like I said, where he just kind of disappears for a day or two, and then he'll come back. Not nearly as long as Venti, but I'm sure it'll get to the point. I mean, he's just like his dad, so just like his dad. But it's good because Kaya normally stays over here, so having Diluc over here, because Diluc's always over here too. He like never ventures anywhere else. He's always around the house, you know. I'll come back home and he's either in the leaves over there, or he's sitting up there on the my roommate's brother's porch, or he's over there. He's up here. He's somewhere around here. He doesn't venture anywhere else because he knows here is safe. So it's good that Kaya has someone to play with. And funnily enough, Diluc and Kaya, brothers. Not real brothers, adopted brothers, or, you know, and despite the fact that they're pain to each other sometimes, they love each other. I was a little iffy at first with Diluc, but he's warmed up to him. So at least Kai has a playmate since Miko's never around that much anymore. And when he is, he just wants to sleep. So anyways, yeah. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.